Now, the next mindset that we're going to go into really quickly is, well, how about the money stuff? I mean, most of us just have a difficult time. As Lisa was explaining here just a few minutes ago, when the first time she offered the $3,000 program, it was hard for her to even imagine anybody would write that kind of check. That's B-house stuff. That's stretching your mind to be able to believe that you are worth $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000. That somebody should write you that kind of check. And the way I talk about it is what I call the millionaire matrix. Now, the millionaire matrix is just simple math, but it's mind-blowing when you really get into it. You say, well, okay, all right, I can only sell a dollar product, so I'm going to sell a dollar product, and if I could sell 1 million of those, then that would be $1 million. Wonderful, right? Well, all of you in this room know that you're worth at least $1, don't you? That you have a product that you could sell to somebody that was worth at least how many of you know that you could sell a dollar product? You got that. It's totally, yeah, I can do that. No big deal, right? Well, then, if you're selling a $10 product, then you need less of them. I need to still reach 100,000 people, and that still will make my million. How many of you absolutely are totally convinced, without any question at all, that you're worth at least $10? See, I raise the hands on that. Okay, good. So, see, you're in your belief zone. And you know it. It's like when somebody comes up to you and say, I'd like to give you a job. And you go, well, what's the salary? And you say, it's $10 an hour. And what would you go? You go, $10 an hour? I mean, I made that, 24 years ago. No way. You're ridiculous. I mean, there's no way in the world. But if they say, well, I'd like to give you a job and it's $10,000 an hour. Well, you'd say, yeah, to that. We'd go, wait a second, am I worth $10,000 an hour? Well, this is where the millionaire matrix comes in. It comes to your belief. Okay, let's go to the next one, which is, okay, if I want to make $1 million, I just have to find 10,000 people and charge them $100. So how many of you are absolutely convinced you're worth $100? Let me see, raise your hands on that. That your information is worth $100. How many people are in the world? There are 7 billion people in the world. All you need to do is just to find 10,000 of them. 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, 100,000. Okay, well, all right, so how many people do I need in order for me to become a millionaire if I'm worth 1,000? If what I'm providing is $1,000 worth of value? How many of those people do you need? I only need 1,000. Now, how many of you are absolutely convinced that you can find 1,000 people? It's no big deal. But some of you are not convinced that your product is worth $1,000. Finding 1,000 people is not hard. But charging them $1,000, am I worth that? And now we start to get into beliefs. Like, am I worth $1,000? How would I charge that? What if I want to make the $1,000 easier, then I just need 100 people to give me $10,000. How many of you know that you can find 100 people? It's not that hard to find, but 10,000, now that starts getting into your, wait a second, what do I know that somebody would actually write me a $10,000 check for? Now we started getting to beliefs, see? And now that's how we have to start working on the B-house stuff. How to get you to stretch your mind to fit into that belief. Nobody in this world does it better than Lisa does. She's teaching you the secrets of how you stretch your mind to fit into that ability and belief mindset. You're in the right place. I'm the audience too. I'm taking notes just as much as you are, because the way she teaches it and how she gets us to stretch into this thought process. When I heard that she was charging $100,000 for the diamond level, I've been in this business for 30 years. I've generated $1 billion worth of revenue into my life. I've never dared. Never dared. 100 what? 100,000. How the hell does she do that? Oh my gosh. When I was here in February watching this master, I said, and you know how she did it? Because she herself wrote that kind of check. She just told you. You want to have that kind of belief? You have to believe it for yourself. She stepped in through that crack of her life at that moment. Can you imagine, because she did that and stepped through, how many millions of people this woman is going to touch? Millions and millions. She's just started. Reminds me of me when I was back in 1980. I was just getting started, had no clue what I was doing. And now she's attracted people to her that can kind of help her, guide her as they guided by her as well, for her to just do this faster. And now she's going to share all those secrets with you. Wow. Are you worth $100,000 yourself? I'm still learning this. It's a stretch for me. But you have to get there. Okay, well, so how many people does it take to make $1 million? Maybe you go to, let's see, 1 times $1 million. Okay? So, hey, if Lisa can get 100,000, why can't I get $1 million, right? Right? Well, 1 is an easy number. The 7 figures is the biggie. But Tony Robbins does it. Tony does it. If Tony does it, why can't I do it? Well, that's why I'm taking my son to the Tony Robbins seminar this next weekend. This is my 4th time. One of these days it'll take. But anyway, each of us has to stretch ourselves through what I call the Millionaire Matrix. You stretch, because eventually at the bottom of your funnel, guess what there will be? There'll be the million with 1 person.